Hair Food offers simple, superfood-inspired products that will make your hair look and feel amazing. Whatever hair texture or hair type you have, Hair Food has a recipe for you. Hair Food offers nourishing superfood-infused products that actually work to improve your hair, like the hemp extract and manuka honey damage recovery serum that repairs and hydrates damaged strands. And they all smell so good. Every Hair Food product is free of sulfates, parabens, dyes, and is certified PETA cruelty-free. Not only are their products free of the bad stuff, but they're full of high-quality ingredients, and they bring new moments of self-care indulgence to your daily routine. I love this damage recovery serum. After a summer of lake, pool, and sun, my hair was fried, you guys. And I started using the damage recovery serum. My hair has done a total turnaround in no time. You cannot beat these products. Their quality is superb and the price is right. So if you're looking for nourished, healthy hair, it's got to be Hair Food. You can find these products on Amazon and Target.com. Hi, I'm Michelle Chalfant, psychotherapist, holistic life coach, and human just like you, learning to navigate life's challenges. With over 25 years experience, I teach people how to get healthy using the adult chair model. The adult chair model is where simple psychology meets grounded spirituality, and it teaches us how to become healthy adults. From anxiety and depression to codependency and relationship issues, you can use the adult chair for just about anything. Each week, I share practical tips, tools, and advice from myself and a wide range of experts on how to get unstuck, how to live authentically, and how to truly love yourself, all while sitting in your adult chair. Welcome to the Adult Chair Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Adult Chair Podcast. I am Michelle Chalfant. Happy to be here with you today, talking about one of my favorites, triggers. If you've taken the Adult Chair Workshop, you know how much I love triggers. It's a topic that I love so much because there's not a human on the planet that does not get triggered. And we feel so helpless to our triggers until today. Let's just say that, because I'm going to give you tools and steps to heal and transform triggers so you stop getting so triggered in your life. Is it possible? Heck yes. I speak from experience because let me just tell you, in my 20s, I was trigger happy, even probably in my early 30s, very much a trigger happy woman. And that's not who I am anymore. I do get reflections from friends and family. They're like, you've changed so much over the years. I'm like, you're dang right, because I work the heck out of the triggers. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. And you know, I love to teach very simply. So that's what we're going to do today. I do want to say thank you to everybody, because it's a very, very special week. It is my birthday week. My birthday was on November 9th, which was Tuesday. And I've gotten so many lovely emails and DMs on social media, and I love you all. It is just so nice to get the well wishes and all the love. So thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. You know, I love my birthday. It's a fun week for sure. And the only thing that I would love from all of you is to help me with my mission. My mission is to help the world become a better place. But as you know, I cannot do it alone. So if you can help by sharing the podcast with one person even this week, and who wouldn't want to hear about triggers, let's face it, but any of the shows, just share it with somebody, because it's really not just about making the world a better place. It's about making the world a healthier place. That's what the Adult Chair is all about. We want the world to be healthier. And to do that, we have to learn how to live in our adult chair. The adult chair is just a touchstone for what it means to be an emotionally healthy adult. So when you share the show with somebody, you give them that gift of learning, oh, wait, this is how I do it. Yeah, it's the adult chair. So that would be wonderful if, number one, you could share the show with somebody. And number two, wherever that you listen to the show, it would mean so much to me to please go and give a review, because that's another way that people can find the show. So please go give I'd love a 5-star review. That would be great on Apple Podcasts or Overcast or Spotify, wherever you guys listen. I would be so grateful and really appreciate all of you that do that for me this week. Again, who doesn't want to hear triggers? So give them the show. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's jump right into the gift of being triggered. Yes, I am saying the gift. And if you've ever taken a workshop from me, I talk about the gift behind this. And I talk about this on the show a lot too. I really believe that triggers are a gift. And I know some of you are sitting there wanting to debate me on this. I'm not saying, there's no denying that triggers don't feel good when they're happening, but they are a gift. And I'm going to help you to understand why they're a gift and why you're going to want to tackle these triggers, because it really is going to make you develop into a more balanced human being. The problem is people don't know what to do with their triggers. We instead push them down, shove them away, numb them out. We'll reach for, how many people say, let's go for a drink. I've had a hard day, or I had a fight with my boss, or had a fight with my so-and-so, or my kids are really hard today. All of that kind of thing. We're really good at numbing them out or shoving them down. But what if we don't do that? And then we can instead become more balanced people, more present human beings. How about human beings that actually live with, let me tell you if this rings a bell. You ready? Here we go. How about a human being that lives with more presence and patience? A human being that witnesses their thoughts instead of reacting to them? A human being that is in touch with their emotions, that might even possess self-compassion and self-love. Yeah, I'm talking about someone that, again, lives in the healthiest version of themselves, which is the adult chair. That's where we're going. This is what the show is all about. So today especially, this is something that affects every single human being. Everybody gets triggered. Some of us get triggered more than others, but everybody gets triggered. So let's talk about why I see them as a gift. So triggers are reactions to our own childhood wounding. Okay? Let me say that again. When we're triggered, it's a reaction to our own wounding. In other words, it's something inside of us. But we typically blame the person, event, or thing outside of us for triggering us. So it's backwards. Actually, when we're triggered, it's because something within us is rising up. Okay? So as children, we experience life and we cannot avoid childhood wounding. Every single human being experiences some kind of wounding. Some of us have more severe childhood wounding and some of us milder, but nonetheless, we all get some wounding. We can't avoid it. The problem is, it's not exactly a problem, it's just being a child. Children don't have discernment. So this is how we get wounding. I mean, sometimes it's blatant from our parents. We might have a parent that's an alcoholic or that has a mental illness. Maybe they're depressed. This is no judgment. This is just truth, you guys. If our parent is dealing with something like that, or the loss of a spouse, or the loss of their own parent, and then they're upset and they're stuck in grief, life happens. The issue is, as children, we don't have discernment. We're not able to say to ourselves, we don't have the capacity yet in our brain to say, oh, wow, mommy was up all night again with my new baby sister, and that's why she doesn't have patience with me again. That's why mommy's getting angry with me. She's only yelling at me because she's overtired. We don't say that to ourselves when we're 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years old. The child instead would hear, mommy's mad at me and hates me because I'm bad. Mommy loves my sister more than me because she's not yelling at her. She's angry with me. I'm not as lovable as my sister. This is what happens to us when we're growing up. This is how we interpret life's events when we're growing up. So these thoughts that we have become beliefs about who we are. And they're so painful that they drop below consciousness. And we don't want to think about those thoughts. Who wants to think the thought I'm bad or I'm not lovable? Yuck. They physically feel bad. So they drop into the subconscious mind. We push them away and they drop below consciousness. So they're in subconsciousness. Okay. But you didn't hear me say they're gone. They're in us, but they're just hidden. Okay. And they're hidden in what Carl Jung termed the shadow. So there's a shadow aspect to who we are. It's the unknown. Think about it. The shadow is a dark place, and that's where we tuck all of these negative beliefs about ourselves away. We put them down there in the darkest shadow of our being. Think about it being like an abyss in the ocean. Like they're lost in there, but it doesn't mean they're gone. They don't feel good. We want them away from us. So we take them out of our consciousness. So then we grow up and we're, again, collecting all this wounding. It's all dropping below consciousness into the subconscious mind. And we're living consciously. And again, like attracts like, whatever's going on inside of us, thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and ideas, we attract that reality outside of us. Quantum physics has proven all this. So whatever's going on in me is showing up in my reality, to put it very simply. The thing is what people forget is that even what's going on within my subconscious mind is also creating my reality. So what's going on in the unknown parts of self are still creating my current reality. So let's fast forward now to the child with a mommy that I just gave you the example of. So now this person is a 40-year-old woman coming to see me as a client, asking me, Nichelle, why can't I maintain relationships? Everyone ends up leaving and I don't know why, et cetera, et cetera. So when we dig a little bit and we go into the shadow, so you can actually go into the shadow, but we even just working with this woman's triggers, we find out that because she keeps getting left, guess what she feels? She feels like something's wrong with her because everybody abandons her. She feels like she might be bad or she's broken or she's unlovable. And then we go back to the child. That when mommy was just overstressed because she's got a new baby and the baby's colicky and crying all the time. Mommy's not sleeping for months and months and months. So she's really short-tempered with this little beautiful girl, this toddler running around. And what do you know? This little toddler picked up all these messages. And this mommy loved this toddler, but the toddler picked up all these messages and beliefs about self because she didn't have discernment. Then she grows up into a woman that now does not have healthy relationships, okay? And it's because she doesn't feel lovable. How can you have a healthy relationship with someone if some of your core beliefs are, I'm not lovable, I'm bad, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, etc.? You will then attract relationships in that don't last. You'll attract in possibly, again, there's a million things that could happen, but people that cheat, people that leave, people that abandon, all of that kind of thing. So when you see patterns, that's another way to notice like, ooh, what's going on inside of me? This could be these inner shadow beliefs, but we're going to stick with triggers today. So these beliefs are sitting in our subconscious mind. I sometimes think of them like if you ever saw the Wizard of Oz, the land of misfit toys. That's where these beliefs go. They go to this like shadow part. We'll call it Shadow Island. It's like they're all sitting over here in this abyss on this island. But what we need to do is go find those. And the way to find these subconscious beliefs from our childhood wounding, a beautiful way to find them, is to notice what's going on when we are triggered. That's what I mean by the gift in triggers, because we are triggered when someone else or something or an event or something outside of us causes an internal reaction. And that internal reaction has triggered or touched. It's like someone's poking that belief from a long, long time ago, from when we were children, and that belief rises up into consciousness and it feels bad. So we want to demolish it and push it back down. But today I'm going to invite you to do something else. And I've got some steps that I'm going to take you through to help you to work with triggers. I'm going to say this. These steps are pretty darn easy, but let's be honest. When we're triggered, it doesn't feel good. Who likes to be triggered? Does not feel good. But what I'm hoping for is that by understanding the gift in it, by understanding that, oh, wait a minute, these beliefs have been tucked away for so long. I get to learn now a belief that I haven't touched since for like maybe 10, 20, God knows how many years. So triggers, I mean, what an exciting time. So if you can change your mind around it, like, oh, wait, oh, shoot, here comes a trigger. I get to find a gift out about myself, and then I'm going to transform it. So I stop getting triggered about this ever again. So this is a way to find a hidden belief that's buried inside of us. So I'm going to go through, there's 2 different parts to this. But before I even jump into the steps, I just want you to know, if you are someone, and I've said this before, if you've ever heard me before, if you are someone in an abusive relationship, get out. This is not a time to sit and work with triggers. Please go get help. Okay? Always. There's 0 tolerance for abuse. So I just want to start out there. But here we go. So let's remember that triggers are a gift. Keep that in your mind. And if you can keep this in your mind, like, oh my gosh, I'm discovering a part of myself that's lost. Here it comes. It's going to help you to maintain some of the things that I'm going to talk to you about today. Here we go. Part 1. When you're triggered, pause and become aware that something is happening inside. Become aware that, I'm getting triggered. Here we go. Now, when we're triggered, you might have a body response. My husband always says his heart gets really tight, like his chest gets very tight, and that's how he knows that he's getting triggered. That's not how I know. For me, I feel a rush of emotion coming through me. So mine's different. So the 2 people that I know are very different when it comes to triggers. So find out what makes you triggered, what goes on inside of you. So you know the next time, like, ooh, it's coming. And I get it. Triggers sometimes happen very quickly, but whatever's going on, it's your job to say, wait, I'm going to slow myself down. It's really about slowing down and pausing. We want to catch ourselves before we go into that defensive reaction into what I call this adolescent chair, which is the ego. So we want to instead slow down and say, oh gosh, it's happening. Here we go. I'm getting triggered. I can feel it. Know that it's like a volcano. It's like the lava is rising up. Oh my gosh, the gift is in the lava. What is that belief that's in there? So you're going to choose. These are things we do from our adult chair. Choose not to get upset. Choose to remember, wait, this is a gift. And also, do not lose yourself in the trigger, okay? When we pause and slow down and pay attention to what's happening, that's key. This is key. So that other person is upset, and with a trigger, they're mirroring what's inside of me. That's what you have to remember. This trigger is inside of me, and this person is showing me. So to pause and become aware is to help yourself to slow down and not get reactive. Remembering again, this is for you. It's a gift. This unknown belief is rising up for you. So stay conscious. When we go into so much anger and defensiveness, we go into this unconscious adolescent state, this very reactive, screaming, getting back at someone, can't think straight. If we can remember just to slow down, pause, and the second one is breathe slowly and listen. Listen and remember, this is not about me. This is not about this other person. This is an old wound coming up. I'm going to just be in gratitude for a moment. This is coming. You have to have inner self-dialogue about this and breathe slowly. The slower you can keep your body, and you do that with breath and your nervous system, the better it's going to be when it comes to triggers. So slow it down, pause, know that the big reveal is coming. And then the third one is just to pay attention. If you can keep yourself slow, you're going to pay attention to what's coming up for you. remembering, okay, this is not for them. This is for me. I know that they're upset with me, but wait, this is coming up for me. What is going on inside of me? Or maybe the other person is not upset with you. They just do something. They leave you off of an email. They don't invite you to the party. They don't include you to something. They do something that you don't want them to do. They disclose something personal to another friend and you didn't want them to know. Whatever the trigger is, it might not be that someone's upset, but it's making you upset. Get inside of yourself. Pay attention to you. Keep tracking what's going on inside of you. So many of us get angry when it comes to triggers, and that's okay. Give yourself grace. So notice though, okay, I'm angry. Okay, so what's going on here? And again, I have to be honest. Sometimes when we're with someone and they've triggered us, you can't sit and process the trigger in that moment. But the key is to stay present. Stay present and remember the gift. That is the biggest part of this part 1. Keep yourself slow. Don't get lost. When we lose ourselves and disconnect from self, we might get angry. We're blasting them. We're defending. We can't see straight. We're so angry. When all of that happens, you've disconnected from yourself. We don't want to have that happen anymore. So pausing, slowing down, taking a break. You can say to that person, hey, Scott, I just wanted to let you know, I'm feeling triggered right now. I'm just going to take a moment. I'll be right back. And you leave or you hang up the phone or, hey, can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm just feeling a little triggered. I need to go sit with it. I want to go work with that trigger. Hey, that's what healthy adults do, you guys. You can take a break. That's so okay. If the person keeps talking, go, no, I don't want you to be triggered. Let's talk about this now. I mean, a million things could happen. It's all about how you take care of yourself in these moments, but setting boundaries is okay. Like, yeah, I just don't want to talk about it. Or you can sit and listen to the other person, but don't let it land. Don't let their words land. Don't let what anything is happening. Keep remembering, wait, there's something in this for me and I'm really looking forward to getting it. You just got to say that to yourself. Okay. So just listen with presence and then go, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. If you feel like you need to apologize and move on. Move on. Of course, I'm not saying to apologize if you shouldn't apologize, but if you felt like, gosh, I did hurt them. Okay, maybe I was in this a little bit. Apologize and move on. Then we want to get to the part of how we actually do the trigger work. Okay, part 2. So this is what you do post triggering event. So after the event has happened, we want to find the belief. What is that lost belief that was sitting in the shadow on Shadow Island, as I'm going to call it right now? So if you don't know what it is, then you sit with it. So go through that triggering event in your mind again and ask yourself, how did that make me feel? Of course, again, the default is like, well, I felt angry, but you might have another thought like I didn't feel seen or I didn't feel like I'm mad, whatever it is. But ask yourself if you're angry or no matter what the belief is, ask yourself, but what was under the anger? What's under the anger if you're angry, let's just say? Well, how do I feel? Remember, you want to take yourself out of the victim seat and just go into this very empowered place. Like I'm going in like an archaeologist. I'm going digging around right now to find out what my belief is. What is that core belief? Well, I'm not sure, but I do feel angry. Okay, so what else did you feel? Well, I felt unheard. I felt lonely. Okay, what's underneath lonely? I felt invisible. What else? I just don't feel seen. I really feel invisible. Okay, great. Scott left me off of that group text, made me feel invisible. Like I don't even matter. Okay, there it is. So there might be 2 beliefs to work on. The key is to keep going under. What's under the anger? What's under the frustration? What's under that? What's under that? You will know when you get to the bottom. Okay. Maybe feel less than. Okay. What's under less than? Keep going. So let's just say you find, so number 2 then is, so first you find the belief. Number 2 is you sit in the belief. Feel it. I know that sounds awful, but you got to do it. So if you feel like I don't matter, let's just say, close your eyes and feel it. And I mean fully feel it. You got to own it. You got to claim it. Remember, in the adult chair model, we remember that we're made of parts. This is not about all of you. A part of you feels, if you're a puzzle and you've got 500 pieces, part of you feels like you don't matter. One of your 500 pieces that makes up the whole self. But we do need to pay attention to the I don't matter because it needs us right now. Okay, so we look at it, we feel it, I don't matter. Close your eyes, feel it, get it in your body. What does it feel like to feel like you don't matter? Does it give you a knot in your stomach? Be fully in that emotion. Breathe your way through it. Okay, this is about making the unknown known. Okay, this is how we transform it. You're taking the dark and bring it into the light. You're going to Shadow Island, taking that belief, and you're pulling it into the sunlight where you're standing. Number 3, after you feel it, you want to ask yourself, is this true? Whatever your belief is. So if your belief is I don't matter, you ask yourself, is it true today that I don't matter? This is a great one to journal. I love journaling this stuff out because you can make a list of all the ways then of that the opposite is true. And you find anything you possibly can. Let your mind go with it. So if your belief is I don't matter, you might realize, well, wait, my cousin sent me a birthday card. Maybe I do matter. Or my neighbor made me cookies when I moved in, or when I was sick. Or, my 4th grade teacher actually walked me to the nurse when I fell on the playground. I still remember her. She was so kind to me. Well, then you must have mattered because she walked you to the nurse. And yes, you can go back in time. Believe it or not, most of these shadow beliefs are formed by the age of 3 years old, which is crazy because as adults, we're living off of these very, very young programs and beliefs from childhood. So go back in time. Go back to when you were 10, 12, 15, 20, 30. I don't care how old you are. Find the opposite that's true, the opposite truth. So you make a list, okay, of all the opposite truths, all the evidence of the opposite, and you're going to then read through the list of opposites. So again, if my belief is I don't matter, you're going to read through all the examples. My neighbor made me cookies when I was sick. My dad sent me flowers when I had my birthday, whatever it is. Write down all the ways, small and large, that are the opposite of I don't matter. And then you close your eyes and you feel it. You can even do one by one. You can say, well, my father sent me flowers on my birthday. Close your eyes and feel it. Well, my neighbors gave me cookies when I was sick last month. Close your eyes and feel it. Slow it down. When you read your list, read it slowly. And at the end, you ask yourself, is it still true? Like, what's true? Is it still true that I don't matter? Because you know what? Now you've got all the opposite beliefs, all the opposite truths that came in and said, well, gosh, all these other things happen. How can it also be true that I don't matter? It doesn't make sense. It cancels it out. It transforms it. So then what's the new belief? The last step is, okay, so if that's not true, that I don't matter, and now I've got all this stuff over here that went on instead, what's true now? Maybe I do matter. Maybe I am worthy. Maybe I am lovable, whatever it might be, whatever feels right for you, write that down. That becomes your new affirmation. And you can write that affirmation down on a Post-it note and affirm that new belief. And guess what? You transformed it. Now, if you do matter and the I don't matter is gone, guess what? You can't attract that into your experience anymore. Yeah. That's how you transform triggers. It's so cool. It's amazingly powerful work. Let me just tell you. And what I love about this work too, is when you take down a really big belief, it's like taking down a giant redwood tree in California. It knocks down some other beliefs, some smaller beliefs. It takes those with it. So try this. It is powerful work. It will transform you. Absolutely. And this, I promise you, you will be able to sit with others when they're doing things and saying things that used to trigger you. It's really mind-blowing, I have to tell you, because this really does happen. And you can sit there with them and go, wow, this is so interesting. This is their stuff. This isn't even mine anymore. Oh, wow. I've shifted this because I'm not triggered in the least bit. That's why I just want to comment on that too. If you've ever been with a group of people and only a few people in the group are offended by someone and the other people aren't, or some people are triggered, the other people aren't. Why is that? Because they all had similar wounding. Have you ever been with even one other person? They go, why are you so mad? I don't understand why you're so triggered. It doesn't make sense to me. The reason is because they don't have the same wounding as you. Yep. That's what it's all about. So I encourage you to do this work. I look forward to hearing about it. This, my friends, is what I call true freedom. Not getting triggered. Again, I don't know if it's possible to wipe out every single trigger in our whole entire lives, but I can tell you this. You can take out a lot of triggers and truly transform how you show up with people and how you respond to triggers. It is true freedom. So I look forward to hearing all about how you do this. I want to hear about it. Let me know. Hit me up on social media. You know, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And I forgot to mention to you guys, if you by chance have not participated in our 30-day journaling challenge, you know it's well underway. We're the second week in, but you can still join. You can still get the previous prompts. Just head over to theadultchair.com/30 days. We'd love to have you. It is absolutely free. Another holiday gift I'm giving to you guys, because who does not need help during the holidays? Let me tell you. This helps us to maintain our center, and also, by the way, helps us to process our triggers. And don't forget, I would love to have you. Please share the show. It is so helpful for other people to learn how to live also in their adult chair. But again, let's teach other people how to process triggers and what to do with triggers. So it's really a great show to share. And thank you again in advance for the 5-star review wherever you listen to the show. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for all my birthday wishes. Love you all. I will see you next week, seated right here in the adult chair.